What up? It's on the sick one to sobriety. My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. Let's get straight into it. This is a brand new state, same old addiction. The first day I got there, I relapsed, right? I already mentioned that. And I didn't know how fast shit was going to go sideways, but it happened like in the blink of an eye. Before I know it, it's like I'm going through the first week of addiction, and I feel a little bit guilty because I'm like, dude, I just got out of rehab. Like, I was in rehab for a year because I used to live in that rehab, right? So I kind of counted it like I was sober for a year. I lived in the rehab. Look at me. As soon as I leave, like, oh, I feel like I'm smoking again. And then that went away, you know? I have the couple $100. Like, that shit goes by fast, dude. Getting a ride share, getting a taxi, Lyft, Uber, whatever. It's like $20, $25 round trip. Plus the $20 or $40 that I'm going to waste at the Connect. Plus, I gotta buy a pipa. Plus, I gotta buy a lighter. And that's like once a week because I'm either breaking the pipa, losing the lighter, or whatever. And then I'm going to the Connect 2, 3 times a week. So money goes quick. So I need to find a job. Plus, my homie's telling me, hey, fool, my wife's tripping. She says that if you don't get a job, you gotta bounce. And I'm like, dude, like, I went through so much fucking stress with that. Like, when I think about it right now, I've never really, like, thought about it. But, like, dude, that was some fucked up shit, dog. And, so I'm, like, applying for jobs online. And the first one, the first job that like actually called me back, which was it was supposed to be a seasonal job, which FedEx ground in I think it's like White Lake or White Bear in St. Paul, Minnesota, something. And it was a mission to get there. It was like a 25-minute drive on the bus, like fucking 2 hours, and it was like fuck it. I mean, they hit me up. It's the first place they hit me up, so I was like, I need a job. I'll take it. And and I remember telling my homie like, "Hey, fool, like I don't have any money, dog, but I don't have any money, but I got this job interview, and like I had to show him proof. You know what I mean? Like, look, fool, like I have the proof because I was under that stress that like his wife wanted to kick me out and shit, you know. And look, I have the proof. I was like, can you hook me up with some money for the buses? I already ran out. Dog smoked it all. He's like, worst guy. He's like, yeah, fool, I'll give you some money. This motherfucker did not trust me with cash money. He's like, hey, fool, here. And I was like, what the fuck is this? He gave me a card. It was a fucking bus pass, the little tap that you have to do for the bus. And I was like, what's this? He's like, yeah, that's your bus pass for the week, fool. I was like, oh. I was like, well, you can't give me cash. He's like, hell no, fool, you don't smoke it. I was like, yeah, I probably would. He's like, take your ass to work. Get that paycheck, fool. He's like, I got you. Like, I told you I was going to hook you up. Don't trip. I was like, all right. He hooked me up with this fucking piece of shit mattress under the AC that fucking rats and roaches be crawling up on, but you got me, right? Motherfucker. And I went to this job interview. I busted the fucking fat mission. I don't know, out in the middle of the country. It was fucking, Minnesota's weird, dog. It's just different, you know? Everything's like, where I was at, it was just more spread out. Like, everything's just spread out, like small roads. Like, it's weird. And I get out there and fucking, I find this place. I do my interview and they're like, you're hired, on the spot, hired. And I was like, all right, cool. What am I going to be doing? Well, you're going to be unloading trucks. Me? Oh, shit. I've never worked hard in my life. What the fuck are you talking about? Be unloading trucks? It's like, ugh. But at this time, I was like on the sick one, half of the time, fucking going through withdrawals the other half of the time. And so I still made it to work for like a week and a half. But after moving on to that half, I remember going to work being so fucking malea, I just couldn't hang at all. I was like feeling bad. My body was hurting. I hadn't eaten. I hadn't taken a dump in a couple days. I was barely drinking water. I was just out of it. And then like, I was just like posted up. I remember just like losing my breath trying to work and like, just like, imagine being fat, then being maleas. Like, it's a really bad combination no matter where you look at it. I was just like, oh, I need to catch my breath because they were like working me. You have to like, instead of unloading the trucks, which is unloading is the easiest fucking part because you just grab the box and you just put it on the conveyor belt and it just keeps going. I don't know why these dumbasses, they're probably like, oh, this was fat, let's get them out of here. We'll just make them load the trucks. So now it's in the reverse order. The boxes come to you on the conveyor belt and you have 3 seconds to make, was it 3 or 5 seconds to make a decision of where that box needs to go because the boxes are coming. FedEx don't stop. The mail keeps going. And so we be getting. I remember I was training with this one dude. That fool was pissed. That fool was pissed like a motherfucker. Dude. He went to go complain. Like he wanted to get me out of there, and they're like, "Nah, you have to train him, dog. It just is what it is." He was hating me because I was slow. I was just grabbing the balls, just like putting it on, like muy a huevo, you know what I mean? And then he was like timing himself and shit. They give you like a little thing you have to wear on your wrist to like scan stuff, to scan the barcodes and time yourself and all kinds of like it's weird, dog. Like, 'cause they really want you to be up on certain times. And so this was mad that I was fucking up his time, you know. And we're loading the truck, and then I was like, I was winded as fuck after that one. And the guy told me, he's like, "What's up, big dog?" He's like, "Can you hang or what?" And I was like, "Not really, fool." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Yeah, I noticed." And he's like, "I'm gonna get you out of here. Don't trip." And what can I do? Obviously, soy un pinche estorbo. No le estoy ayudando. I'm not helping him, you know. And so he went to go talk to somebody, and the supervisor came, and they're like, "Hey, you know, Rob, we're gonna put you on the conveyor belt." You're dude. They gave me the most fat guy friendly job in the world. Your job right here in this position, your job is to make sure to grab the boxes coming down on the conveyor belt. Your job is to flip the box to make sure the barcode is facing up, so the guys down there next to you could just scan them. And the guys doing the scanning, those like the OGs, like the old pinches rucos, like 60 years old. They were just with the gun, with the scanner gun all day, just bang, bang. And so my job was to flip the box, make sure they can scan it, so they don't waste time flipping the boxes, you know. And still, I was still lacking on that fucking highlight right there. I couldn't get them done in time. It was just too much, fool. I was just like, I was winded. I was Malaya. I blame it on Malaya, you know. But I was just like, fuck, I needed to catch a breath. And there was like this this pole in back of me. So I just decided to lay back on there and rest. So I was like, no, mom, because they don't let you go sit down or nothing like that, you know. I was just sitting there like, oh, I'm fucking dying. I'm like sweating bullets like a motherfucker. I'm smelling like Malia. I don't even know if I showered or not. Like I'm just big, fat, and stinky. Like all three strikes against me, you know. And I'm just like, fuck. And the manager sees me like leaning up against the pole, and he knew the game. He knew the game I was playing. You know what I'm saying? He knew what I was trying to do. And he's like, hey, what's up, Rob? You okay? I was like, I'm just tired. He's like, oh man. He's like, you're not feeling good? And he was giving me the out. You know what I mean? Like he was directing me into saying the right things. And I was like, nah, I'm not. I'm not feeling good at all. And he's like, oh, he's like, you think you need to go home? I was like, yeah, that's probably for the best. He's like, oh, he's like, what is? And I was like, yeah, it's probably for the best that I go home. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, don't even worry about it. Let's get you out of here, man. You need some rest and you need to feel better. You know, come back tomorrow, whatever, ready for a new day. And I was like, yeah. I was like, definitely. And I was like, fuck, you know, like all those motherfuckers were happy that I was gone because I was just backing them up, making them work more and shit. And I remember just walking out of the fucking factory, walking my fucking taff ass to the bus stop, and like, fuck this job. I took the fucking bus. I don't know where the fuck I was at, right? Like, what do they say, White Bear or White Lake or Little Bear? I don't know. They have crazy ass names over there, native names, which is pretty cool, actually badass actually. And I took the bus home, and I remember calling the next day, calling my manager like, hey, bro, I'm not gonna make it anymore. Like, this job is not for me. And there was no tripping me out. That was actually the responsible thing to do was let them know like, hey, I'm not showing up anymore. Instead of just like no call, no show, shit like that. At least I called them and told them like, yeah, this job ain't for me. And they're like, yeah, we'll get it. They're like, we get it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I lost that job because I just couldn't hang. I was too malias. I was too out of shape. Just wasn't for me. So but I still got paid a week and a half. As soon as that paycheck came, the first paycheck came, I broke off my homie with like 60, 70 bucks, I think. And then the rest of it just for my bus and then fucking to buy some shit. Oh, and then this time I was on EBT. I forgot about this. I was already on food stamps. First, after I relapsed, and I'm already like full blown addicted again. First thing I went to go do was I went to the humane services or whatever it's called and signed up for emergency food stamps because I'm fucking homeless. And sure enough, especially they knew I was homeless because I had my California ID. I didn't have a Minnesota ID yet. So they gave me I gave them the California ID, and they're like, "Oh, you're homeless?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm homeless." And I told them the whole get down. They're like, "Oh yeah, emergency food stamps, $300. There you go." So I didn't have to worry about food. And so the only money that I had was just for what I needed was the shit. So I kept on looking for another job. And I just reverted back. Is that the right word? Revert? I just went back to what I know best is being security guard. It's the easiest thing. It's the best job for a tweaker. Fat, lazy dude. So I applied, and sure enough, I applied for the company that I used to work for out here, which is, I don't want to say the name. Who fucking cares, right? Allied Universal Services. That shit's like nationwide. They have that shit everywhere. So I applied, and then sure enough, the volada hit me up. They're like, yeah, come through. And it was in Bloomington, and it was like right across the street from the Mall of America. So I would have, and it was a fucking mission because I was living in St. Paul. I had to go all the way to Minneapolis. So I used to bust the fucking mission 2 hours and a half to get to that fucking place. I used to have to take the bus I used to take the bus from St. Paul to downtown St. Paul, take 2 trolleys, and then another bus to get there. And then I used to take the bus used to drop me off in the transit center of the Great American Mall, whatever the fuck it's called. And from there I would walk to the office of the fucking security company. And it was still like a 10-minute walk from there. Pero yo quería trabajar ahí. It was a good spot. Like I knew they would have sent me to work somewhere close. Like close to where I was living at. But was I wrong? So I went, I applied there, whatever. They gave me the job. Cool. I don't know how. But I passed the drug test. They give you that saliva drug test. It's like this fucking like a cotton on a piece of stick, and you just hold it and you chew on it a little bit, and you hold it for like 3 minutes or some shit like that. And they get it, and they test you right there and then. I passed it. I was smoking weed, drinking beer, smoking some shit, and I passed the test. So I was like, fuck it. And so they're like, yeah, come back whatever day for training. I was like, cool. And when I went back for training, me, straight my lias, because I never have any dope on me. I never have enough to feel good. So I go to this training, my lias, and I'm like falling asleep in class, and they're like, hey, Rob, if I catch you asleep 3 times, you're gonna have to go home, and you're gonna have to come back next time we start this whole training thing over again. I was like, fuck, all right. And I just ended up standing up, so I don't think I would fall asleep standing up, right? So we're doing this training in class, and then they take us to another room to teach us self-defense techniques. I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. They taught us pressure points, how to handcuff people, how to kick people in the face, how to kick people in their shins, fucking how to hit people with knife sticks. Did I say handcuff already? How to pepper spray, all kinds of shit they taught us. This actually was pretty cool. But we're in the meeting room, right? Everybody leaves all their shit, their jackets, their purses, their lunches, everything right there. And then we have to go to like a separate room, which is like just like this big ass empty room. Right there is where you're doing all the training. There's like 3 or 4 different coaches, like instructors, and they're teaching you what's up. And I'm like, oh, Malias and Malindo Verga, and I'm just like, oh, I need a break from all this shit. And I told the guy, I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a break. I just hit the restroom real quick, take a walk, and they're like, oh yeah, do your thing. So I'm walking by, I'm walking by, tiptoeing like the Pink Panther, and I go back into the main room to the meeting room where everybody's shit is at, where all of us are there. And on my Lias, don't forget that, because when you're my Lias, you do some stupid shit. I can't emphasize that enough. Obviously, there's no excuse for my behaviors, but I'm walking by and there's a purse right there. I was like, ooh. It's kind of open too. I was like, ooh. I look in there, start looking, see a wallet, and I'm like, ooh. I opened the wallet and grabbed it. Like I'm like, oh, I grabbed the wallet, I open it, unzipper it, unclick it, and I'm like, oh shit. Take out a $20 stack, put it in my pocket, put everything back, boom, boom, and just take off like nothing happened. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, damn, nobody caught me. I felt like my adrenaline was pumping. I was alive, you know what I mean? And I was excited. Nothing gets me more excited than being my Leah and knowing that I'm going to go buy some shit. Like, it's awesome. Like, my fucking stomach started turning all of a sudden. I had to go take a dump. Like, dude, it was crazy. And then I couldn't wait for the end of the day. Like, end of the day couldn't come fast enough. And I remember when it came to the end of the day, I fucking took off right away. I like fucking Googled it to see how long it would take me to get to the Connect's house from where I was at. And I was like, hey, what's up, dog? Like, and this time I had already been, I started, I exchanged numbers with the Connect and everything. I was already on the first name basis. I was like, hey, what's up, dog? Like, fucking, I just got out of work. Like, let me head that way to your pad. Is that cool? And he's like, yeah. I don't know why I felt like I needed to make like an appointment with him or something. Because he wasn't okay with people just showing up out of nowhere. You did have to call. And so I called him. I was like, hey, fool, son, can I get a 20? He's like, yeah, when are you going to be here? Whatever. I told him. And I was like, okay, cool. I was so excited. I couldn't get there fast enough. I fucking got there. I remember, oh, man, I was like looking forward to going home. I just wanted to smoke up. I didn't care about work anymore. I was just like, fuck this bullshit. And I got home and I got high. And after I got high, like the regret started kicking into me. Like, I can't believe I can't believe the level that I stooped to, or that I went down to fucking get this sack right here. Like, like this is all bringing me back to old memories from like coming up on my mom and shit. I'm like, man, this is so fucked up. I can't believe that I'm going back to my old habits of stealing again. I'm a thief again. Supposedly I came here to change, and I'm not changing at all. I'm just in a different state, but it's the same addiction. I'm a thief again. I'm a liar again. And shit's just gonna get worse from here. And it did.